In ancient times, it was believed that the Merkabah was the vehicle that Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, used to travel between the stars to bring back wisdom to earth. In Judaism, it is believed that Ezekiel saw the Merkabah in his vision, where he saw God in this vehicle of light. And it's described in the book of Ezekiel in the Bible. But the symbol of the Merkabah has stood the test of time. It's a symbol using sacred geometry, but it's more than just a symbol. It is a vehicle that can transport the light body to higher realms. In the video, we're going to look at the Merkabah, and I'm going to describe to you how to use this, as I'm also using this in my meditation. If you're interested in the topic, please stay till the end to get the full benefit from the video. I also want to refer you back to the video that I made last Saturday, because that is actually the first part of the video where I discussed the fifth dimension. So let's dive in. So the Merkabah uses light energy and sacred geometry to link our physical, our mental, and our spiritual being with the divine, with source. So the goal of the Merkabah is the union of the spiritual and the physical self. So as we move into this divine consciousness, our body is filled with light. I'm going to explain to you exactly what it means and how we can do that. So the word Merkabah means a chariot, or like a vehicle, but it consists of three parts. Mer meaning light, ka meaning spirit, and ba meaning personality. It is also sometimes used as a symbol for creation itself. So it consists of two tetrahedrons that spins in opposite directions. So it creates a three-dimensional energy field, and this surrounds every person. You will see the symbol also in mandalas and in yantras, as it's used in the East, and it stands for source examining itself and the polarities that keep energy in balance. And so the one triangle, and that is why I have this painting behind me. This is a painting representing the feminine energy of water. It started underneath, you can't see it, but there you can see a little bit of it. It has a triangle going down, and that is a symbol for the feminine energy. So in the Merkabah, the three-dimensional triangle pointing down can stand for the feminine energy and can also stand for earth, while the triangle, the tetrahedron showing upwards, represent the masculine energy, and it also represents the cosmos. So the Merkabah is used to transport our awareness to higher dimensions. In Egypt, it was seen as a vehicle to transport the soul to the afterlife and also for enlightenment. You will see it on tomb walls, you will see it as part of amulets, and also in the hieroglyphs on the walls you will find the Merkabah. Even today, people use the Merkabah to meditate on, but there's a very, very powerful way to meditate with the Merkabah, and that is what I'm going to explain to you. Please stay, because it is like getting into a chariot and going to the stars. So I'm going to explain to you how it works. When we meditate using the Merkabah, what we do is we breathe into our heart center, and while we breathe, we imagine the two tetrahedrons spinning. So first you see the tetrahedron which face down, that represents the feminine. You see it spinning anti-clockwise, and then you see the tetrahedron that faces that faces upwards. You see that spinning into the clockwise. So it spins in different directions. Now what you do is you visualize. You breathe and then you visualize, not seeing outside of you or through your third eye. You see yourself, you experience yourself, you imagine yourself inside the tetrahedron. It is all around you. Because what happens, the DNA of the tetrahedron can be linked to the 13 energy centers, the 13 chakras in our body. Associated with these chakras, there are virtues. If you then associate with these virtues, you will vibrate on that frequency, and then you activate the merkaba, your light body. And this light body will expand. Then with this light body of you, your consciousness will expand. But let's go through the virtues. And so when you meditate on these virtues. So if we link these chakras to the 13 virtues that I'm going to mention, we create fixed points within the body to orientate the merkabic field within our consciousness. So if we affirm these virtues, we naturally create this field within us, and it also projects outward. And we activate our merkaba, our light body, which is also a protection. When I name the virtues, you will realize that if you embody these virtues, those are all these are all signs, or these are all traits that you will embody when you are in the fifth dimension, where it is possible to understand duality, to accept polarities. The way to do that is through activating all these virtues. So the first one is truth. We have to know there's a higher truth. When I go through these virtues, I want you to think of them. I want you to think of how it will feel if you can embody all of these perfectly, because that is heaven on earth. If you also experience that from everyone that are with you. So the first one is truth. Know there's a higher truth. This will help us to transcend dualistic experiences. This will help us to transcend dualistic perspectives and to reconcile paradoxes. That's what I mean with a non-dualistic, that the 5D is non-dualistic. It is because light doesn't have a shadow. It means you understand the greater truth. You don't judge. There's no judgment. The second virtue is love. You will act for the good of all. There's no selfishness. And we know that source is love, and that is why we so long for the 5D experience also. Authenticity is the other virtue. Authenticity means you are genuine in life. There are no ego involved in this. It is a state of freedom, heaven on earth. The fourth virtue is gratitude. We realize what has meaning and life become rich. This is abundance. Fifthly, it's faith, the fifth virtue. We trust in the eternal presence within. I have made videos about the stillness, the presence of the divine. It is not our human spirit. It is not our human body. This frees us from material entrapment. The sixth virtue is kindness. When we show kindness, we nourish the whole field of reality and we thrive. I don't have to explain that to you. I'm sure you have experienced that. Kindness is one of the most beautiful things to witness and to be. Then the seventh virtue is peace. You have to cultivate peace within, and you never lose it, no matter what. That's why I've said it's like being in the center of the storm, being in the heart or the eye of the storm, where there's a stillness, even if there's chaos, even if there are challenges. Then wisdom, the eighth virtue is wisdom. Wisdom is said to be the instrument through which everything was created. The name Sophia, which is my third name and I also use as the name in the channel, is seen as the wisdom of God, and that is the feminine energy that creates. So wisdom means a union of intuition, of knowledge and of experience, and then it is conveyed in a loving manner, of course. The ninth virtue is harmony. Harmony means when all aspects of your life are working together in a way that is pleasing. That means you will also have a healthy influence on everything around you. You will realize that when you interact with others. Looking at the 10th one, grace. Grace, that is virtue and also beauty of form and movement, and that is when the divine moves through us naturally. Then in the 11th place, forgiveness. How we can come to forgiveness and forgiving others is when we actually understand why everything happens. It is an understanding that is not really of this world. It's not of the 3D world. It is a higher mind which gives you that understanding. The 12th one is quite interesting. The 12th virtue is discipline. So this discipline means that you hold yourself accountable. It is the same with don't get lazy, but it is in the sense of your spiritual path. It is through the discipline that we become strong. It's through doing things when we don't feel like it, when the body tries to keep us stuck, when we make the decision to still do it, to still show up for ourselves, for others. And then the last virtue that we can connect with the 13 chakras, that is then activating this merkaba, is humility. The humility allows us to set aside our ego, and that is why you can feel when you are humble and you do good for others, you feel so good, because that is natural. So if we step into the resonance of these 13 virtues, so if we come to actually meet ourselves, and it is when we meet ourselves that we wake up. That is when we become conscious, and when we then experience the unity. That is oneness of source. I trust you found value in this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to help me to build the channel, to get the message out. And I also want to create a community where we can support each other. If you want to book a session with me for spiritual guidance or for manifestation guidance, you can hop over to my website where you can also see more of my art. So I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video.